Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Blue Maxima, and I'm here checking out Super Blackout. Yeah, I did plan on getting around to the PlayStation Mobile version at some point, but then again, my rule for PlayStation Mobile was never do games that look extremely simple on the surface and basically show themselves off in screenshots to the point where you know exactly what's going on. But considering this guy actually allowed for PlayStation Mobile users to upgrade to free to the PlayStation Vita version, which, by the way, this is actually a terrible live area. I mean, like, just, that's such a typical font. Like, even that font up the top there would be more interesting. But anyway, considering he allowed players to upgrade to this new version for free if they sent in their receipt, I just, yeah, might as well have a look at it just, you know, just because I'm that nice. So, you got your how to play here, which tells you absolutely everything you need to know. And you've also got the credits, which is pretty obvious. Kevin MacLeod, that's the guy who did the music for my weekly updates. And you can also turn off the music, but the annoying thing that you can't turn off is this beeping. Every time you tap something, there's a beep. And it really doesn't need to be there, and it would be nice to have an option to get rid of it. But, nevertheless. So we'll start with the level editor, just so we can demonstrate what the level editor looks like. And the idea is that, basically you create a level of this game in reverse. And I don't really get why there's a level editor here when you can't actually share the levels, because you've just made the entire level by doing the solution backwards. So I don't understand why you feel the need to make it so that... I don't understand why you feel the need to have this here, because if you're going to create content for yourself, you might as well use the game's random levels feature. Because the random levels here are exactly what it sounds like. There are 30 levels of each difficulty that you can go through, and the easy levels basically just teach you the tricks of the trade for learning how to play Super Blackout or any other game like it, basically. So what we're going to do is we're just going to hit the easy random levels first, because they do basically the same thing. The idea is that whenever you tap a square, all the lights around it will light up, and every light around it that's lit up will disappear entirely. And the idea is you have to clear the entire board. Very, very simple stuff. Now, I suck at these kinds of games, honestly, so if you're here expecting expert level gameplay, you're probably not going to get it. I mean, like, these levels are obvious because the solutions are stupid simple. But when we get into the medium and hard levels, it'll make a little more sense. Now, one thing I just want to point out quickly before we get into this is that you can actually see what the fewest moves are for how long you took during this level. But you can't see, like, an author's best high score, so there's nothing to go for and beat, which is a little disappointing. Like, if I go have a look at the trophies, I unlocked that one on purpose so I could get to the trophies faster. There's no option to, like, complete every level under a specific score. There's just beat every level, beat a couple of very specific levels, oddly enough, and beat X amount of levels in the random mode, which is a tiny bit disappointing because most of the reason you would come back and play levels you've already finished is that you would want to beat the author, or beat the machine, as one might say. And unfortunately, it's just... I mean, like, I can understand the appeal of being able to play a level how the damn hell you please. But at the same time, I just find it to be a little bit strange that you can go and just play these levels like this and just not have a sort of, like, author high score thing to worry about. Because that's like something that shows up in every one of these types of games. So I don't understand why they didn't do it for this one, but... well, this is me talking, so I never really understand anything, do I? But yeah, you can just take your time and do whatever you want to solve it, which is... admittedly, it's a nice touch, but at the same time, people who are... This sentence is going to sound ridiculous coming out of my mouth. People who are super hardcore into Lights Out may be a little bit disappointed. That's a retarded sentence. I can't believe I would ever say that, but nevertheless, you made me say it, Mr. Ford Soft guy. Well done. But I don't see any way these levels can actually be, like, unsolvable. purely because I believe it actually uses the techniques from the game in order to build up the... What's the word I'm looking for? In order to build up the levels themselves, so the game will never, like, screw you out of a level because it'll... What's the word I'm looking for? Because it uses the game's techniques on its own, so it'll never give you something that you can be screwed out of, which is a nice change of pace. And medium and hard are legitimate steps up in difficulty from the easy level and the medium level respectively, so yeah, as you can see, I've never been very good at these games. Someone's probably yelling the solution to me at their monitor right now. I'm so sorry, guy, but your voice is for naught. And thankfully, you can just quit out and get another random level if you want to. I say that as I keep going. But yeah, anyway, if we can just quit out and immediately get a new level generated for us, which is kind of nice. See, sometimes they're simple. Like, I have this weird tendency sometimes just to hammer buttons home and end up just completely destroying these levels. Which is kind of strange. It's like my brain has some built-in lights out game solver, but nevertheless. It's definitely not bad though. Like, other than that really annoying beeping sound that I would love to turn off, it's definitely not a bad version of this type of puzzle game. And considering you've got the random levels, the game actually has some longevity to it. And it can last a fairly decent amount of time. So, I mean, if you're looking for this sort of thing, why the hell not, right? And then I get stuck again. Yeah, again, as I said, you never really expect top-tier gameplay from me, because I do these videos based on just how I feel, and it wouldn't be realistic if I played the game, like, if I played the game and turned out to be a bloody god at it. That's Earth Defense Force. But even then, I'm not very good at Earth Defense Force. But nevertheless... Did I get it? Did I get it? No, I didn't. The game does teach you the tricks of the trade, but... honestly, if I memorized every bloody game that I played at this point, I'd be so stuffed up with knowledge I'd forget how to breathe, which would be rather unpleasant. I also just like tapping around and making random lights show up, which is, you know, which is fun. Again, there's really no challenge to this mode though, is there? Because you can just take as long as you want to. So it's nice, but I mean, a move limit would be nice, you know, for people who enjoy the challenge, but oh well, right? I'll play a hard level just to show you how ridiculous this gets. Or at least how unbelievably salty I get at a puzzle game that's like hundreds of years old at this point. But nevertheless, admittedly, there's probably some really simple technique which has solved half the trouble I get into at this point, but this is me we're talking about, guys. As for Corpse Party, I'm still waiting on a review copy of that, so that's gonna be a little while. Still debating whether or not I should do my usual first impressions or if I should go through the whole thing, because it's a visual novel game, but it's actually got mechanics, unlike most visual novels, so I honestly don't have a clue what I should do for that one, but I don't know, maybe you guys will tell me. Because pretty much only the people who really care about this channel would be watching this video on Super fucking Blackout, because I know I'm terrible at puzzle games. One more hard puzzle and then we'll just call it, because, like, what else is there to do, really? I've showed you the level editor, and the normal levels are just, they're just really simple iterations, they're just preset iterations of the random puzzles, so there's not really that much else to show you. You can probably hear people talking in the background. I apologize about that, but I was never going to get this done quietly, so... I almost got this one. Maybe I can get out of this having solved one hard puzzle. Dicks, I just found my way back here. Not fun. Hang on. I can do this. I'm not incompetent. I can do this. I am incompetent, but I can still do this. Tap that. Then 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 back to where I came from. Oh boy. I'm gonna be here for a while, aren't I? As you can tell, this ding really starts to get on your nerves, just after a little bit. It's just like every time you have to hear that ding, it's basically like the game going, you suck, you suck, you suck, you suck. But, nevertheless... ...100 moves. Good. I also have this weird tendency just to loop around and end up back up in the same place that I was in before. Because I'm very good at that. I tend to do that with every fucking puzzle game I play. Could just try and fill up the whole board. I usually tend to do that when I get stuck in one of these bloody games. Oh, well, I'll leave it there because you get the bloody point and I'm a goddamn idiot. But that was a quick look at Super Blackout. I know I imagine it's possible because I've noticed that the easy and medium levels work off like realistic generation of puzzles where it works backwards and then just, you know, make sure you can solve the puzzle. But it's perfectly fine as a clone of Lights Out. Like, no arguments from me here. Just add an option to turn off that annoying little tap sound and we're golden. This has been Blue Maxima, and I'll see you all next time.